welcome to my channel. This is Rachel and this is my August graphic novel and comic book wrap up. I know it's not the end of August, but I have finished all the books I'm going to read in August, all the graphic novels I'm going to read in August. So yeah, this is a review of them. Now I've decided I'm going to go from my least favourite to my most favourite, so the ones I enjoyed the most reading. Let's get into it. My least favourite comic slash graphic novel of the month was Harlequin. I got this because I was so excited for Suicide Squad, and I went watching it and I was just thoroughly disappointed. The only good things in it were Harlequin and the Joker, and they were hardly in it. So I saw this in Waterstones and was like, oh, maybe the comic book is good then, because that will just be Harlequin, and that was the main thing that was missing from the movie, is that they weren't in it enough. So yeah, I went and got this. Now, I don't know if it's me and I just don't enjoy comic books as much, because I would definitely rather read a standalone, what I would consider a graphic novel, than this kind of like a comic booky type thing. The artwork was good. If you look, it is nice. And it wasn't too much like the types I don't like. So for me, I tend to not enjoy comics where it's like this. It's not like fixed going along. But I actually didn't mind it in this. This was really good. And yeah, the artwork was nice, and I liked Poison Ivy in it, but just not as enjoyable for me as an actual graphic novel. So I only gave this 2 out of 5 stars. I'm sure if you are a fan of things like DC Comics or Marvel or those sorts of things, I'm sure it probably would be a lot better. I just found it very fast paced, and I was kind of waiting for a real story that I just wasn't getting. Yeah, least favourite. I only gave this 2 out of 5 stars. It wasn't ideal for me. The next graphic novel I read was Nimona, and this is by Noelle Stevenson. I think this is the illustrator for the covers of Rainbow Rowell novels, which you might be able to tell from some of the drawings. I gave this graphic novel 3 out of 5, and I did really enjoy it. So Nimona follows Nimona, and she wants to be the sidekick of Lord Blackheart, who is like a supervillain, and it's all about them trying to overcome this like initiative type organisation, which is supposed to be like the good guys. And yeah, I really enjoyed this because it was really sarcastic, and it kind of mocked the tropes of their own genre. So there's a conversation where Lord Blackheart's like to Nimona, oh, what's your story? Like, how did you get here? And she's like, seriously, are we doing all the like sob story stuff? Is it really that time? And like, this guy is called Sir Golden Loin because he's a good guy, and like Blackheart because he's a bad guy. He just really mocked the normal things that you would find in these kind of stories, which I found really refreshing and really satirical and fun. The artwork was really nice actually. It was a bit simple, but I enjoyed the simplicity of it. And I really enjoyed the relationship between Nimona and Lord Blackheart. That was really good. Yeah, I did thoroughly enjoy it. I think the story was very good. The whole thing was really good. I just found that, well, obviously this is made for a younger readership than me, and I could tell. So I think it's not that it's bad, I didn't give it 3 out of 5 because it's bad. It's just that it wasn't aimed at me, and I felt it could have been a bit more complex. But that's because it is made for a young adult readership, so that makes absolute sense. The next graphic novel I read this month was Take It As a Compliment, a graphic novel that consists of around 20 short story types. They are people's stories of times when they have suffered some sort of abuse because of their gender or because they're seen as weak. So there's a lot of physical abuse, there's verbal abuse, mental abuse, things like that. The artwork was fantastic. For the first one, you get things like this where the whole thing's in black and white, but the violation is in colour to kind of really make it stand out as being wrong within the picture. Which I just really enjoyed the art style. It's a really good medium of getting stories out there and raising awareness, because obviously it's a hard thing to hear about people suffering abuse, and this is just a good way of doing it, because like some of the stories don't even have words, it's just pictures, and I think that's nice because obviously when you see it in film, it's very visual, it's very distressing, and it's hard to look at. And although this is distressing, it's more palatable, so I think you can take more of a message from this, because you're not in a film, you can't take a breather to yourself, you can't just have a break from it because it's all going on in front of you, whereas you read this and you can kind of stop on a picture and let it go in and really think about it and the message, and you can take a break if you want to. So this was a really good idea. I gave this 4.5 stars out of 5, and yeah, absolutely phenomenal, brilliant artwork, brilliant idea. Then we get to my favourite graphic novel of the month, and that is Through the Woods by Emily Carroll. This is absolutely beautiful. This novel is like a piece of art. First and foremost, the art is the best thing about this book because it is absolutely phenomenal. The story consists of 5 short stories. They are gothic horror-y type short stories. The stories are really good length, and I didn't find them scary. I don't really get scared easily. The only thing that does actually scare me is Stephen King books. So yeah, I didn't get scared by this, but I really enjoyed it. I just gave it 4.5 stars, and that is only because the end of the first story, I didn't like. I thought they could have ended it better. Well, she could have ended it better. So yeah, I only gave that. So that's why I only gave it 4.5 stars. However, I did thoroughly enjoy it. My friend Jana, that's it. This was definitely my favourite one. I had a really good range of art as well. Like you go from that to this. It was beautiful. I liked that every single story had a different type of art to it. So you've got the first story kind of has this like beautiful scenery, and it's all just black, white and red, and that's really beautiful. Then you've got the second one is kind of like a completely new art style, and it kind of reminded me of like a French Marie Antoinette feel. I don't know if you think the same. Yeah, I really enjoyed this collection. I thought it was absolutely beautiful. Like the artwork in this, you could definitely just buy prints and just frame them all over your house. It's so beautiful, and the stories were really enjoyable, and yeah, I would definitely recommend this. This is definitely the best graphic novel I have read in August. So they were all the comics and graphic novels that I have read in the month of August. If you've read any of them, and have any recommendations for ones like them or ones you think that I would enjoy, please let me know, because I'm always looking for new things to read. So thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time.